Hello, everyone, and welcome into tonight's late night discussion here. Weather discussion update. It is Saturday night, April 27th, right around 11:25 p.m., and we still have active weather to talk about across the state. As we have been having two storm systems move through the region. These storm systems have been bringing some rain and thunderstorm activity to portions of the state. Also have seen some severe weather activity with these storm systems moving through as well. Another day with a big severe weather outbreak across the central United States as well today. And we're starting off here with the satellite because we do have a lot going on. Up at the top of the screen here, moving off up into Canada, is the original storm system that moved through the region yesterday and overnight last night and into this morning. That storm system is the one that brought the tornado outbreak to Iowa and Nebraska yesterday. So that storm system is way up in Canada now. There is a trailing frontal boundary that does come from that storm system down through Michigan, Wisconsin, and down into Iowa as well, where it then connects with the next storm system that's out here across the Central Plains states, which then also has a frontal boundary that then goes down across the Southern Plains states. And what is going on with these two storm systems and these frontal boundaries is a lot of rain and thunderstorm activity. You can see all the cloud cover across the region tonight with all of this thunderstorm activity. And as we go in a wide view of the radar here across the central United States, you can see there is quite a bit of rain and thunderstorm activity going on all the way from Michigan down through Texas here. Quite a broken line of showers and thunderstorms going on tonight, and there is quite a bit of severe weather activity with this stuff. We're seeing severe weather tonight across southeastern Wisconsin, the Milwaukee area is seeing some severe weather, and then from central Illinois back through Missouri, Kansas, down into Oklahoma and Texas. A lot of this activity is severe as well. There's actually multiple tornadoes on the ground here within the past couple of hours across Oklahoma as well. So quite an active night for weather going on across the central United States. And as we get a little bit closer here, let's zoom in a little bit here on our state of Illinois, and it just gives you a little bit of a better close-in view of what we have going on here tonight. You can see across much of central and northern Illinois, we do have quite a bit of rain and thunderstorm activity now going on tonight. A couple hours ago, we did have a couple of isolated storms that did prompt a tornado warning a couple of hours ago down around the central Illinois area, Sangamon, Macon, I believe it was DeWitt counties as well. A couple counties down there, we did see a brief period of tornado warnings across central Illinois, but it does not look like any sort of tornado ended up touching down with that activity. That activity has since weakened and moved off towards the northeast. But like I said, as you can see here, it is a stormy night here across a large chunk of central and northern Illinois, and it is going to stay like that much of tonight. We're going to continue to see all of this activity from Oklahoma, Kansas, and Missouri. It is going to continue to move northeastward all night long, so expect to see off and on periods of organized rainfall and thunderstorms across much of northern and central Illinois through the overnight hours tonight. So with that said here, let's take a look at one of our weather forecast models just to give you a better visual of what we are expecting for the rest of tonight. So as you can see here, this particular model is doing a pretty good job right now in showing all of that rain and thunderstorm activity that is going on across northern and central Illinois at this hour tonight as we approach about 30 minutes away from midnight here. And as we go through the next couple of hours here, you can see what I was saying. This activity from Oklahoma, Kansas, and Missouri is going to continue to funnel upward northeastward into northern and central Illinois as we head through overnight tonight and even into Sunday morning. And as we head into late Sunday morning, this activity will start to weaken and diminish across the state. But however, for the remainder of the night, like I said, showers and thunderstorms likely across a good chunk of northern and central Illinois. We're going to continue to maintain a severe weather threat with this activity as well. And let's actually switch over here to our updated severe weather forecast for the remainder of tonight. So this is pretty much from now all the way through very early Sunday morning, as you can see here, from now all the way through very early Sunday morning. And you can see we are maintaining a severe weather risk across a good chunk of northern down into southwestern, western, and central Illinois as well. Those blue and green shaded areas, we are maintaining a level 1 to level 2 severe thunderstorm risk for the remainder of tonight and into early Sunday morning. And essentially what it means is if you're in the blue area, isolated severe weather threat overnight tonight. And if you're in this green corridor from Springfield, Quincy, St. Louis, that chunk of southwestern, western Illinois, that is where you could see maybe a slightly higher coverage of severe weather potential, perhaps on the order of widely scattered. So isolated in blue, widely scattered in green, severe thunderstorm potential for the remainder of tonight. Now, in terms of what kind of a threat that we're going to be seeing, should any additional storms become severe tonight, hail, damaging winds will be the main threat, but we could also continue to carry an isolated tornado threat as well, especially out here across that level 2 risk corridor for overnight tonight. Now, another thing I wanted to touch on that we're going to be dealing with tonight is some very heavy rainfall. With these rains and thunderstorms that are going to continue to funnel in across the state over the same areas, we are expecting training of heavy rainfall and thunderstorms to occur here across portions of northern and central Illinois. Some of you folks in central Illinois picked up anywhere from a half an inch to an inch and a half of rain yesterday, which was Friday and Friday night. So now we're going to see some additional rainfall overnight tonight with this training of the rain and thunderstorms here across portions of northern and central Illinois. Some places could see upwards of maybe 1 to 2, maybe even 3 inches of rain for some areas tonight here across the central heart of the state of Illinois here. So, could be looking at some isolated flooding issues overnight tonight in addition to that continued severe weather risk as well. Now, as we go into the day here on Sunday, we're also going to be looking for a severe weather risk across the state on Sunday, but it is going to be overall a lower severe weather risk than we've been dealing with today across portions of the state. So, things are going to clear out on Sunday here. May see a mix of some sun and some clouds across the region. And then as we head into the afternoon, with the storm system really starting to move up into the region and the frontal boundary moving in, we will see a new round of showers, thunderstorms, and severe weather develop, probably from Iowa down into Missouri, down into the southern plains as well. And then some of this activity, some of it may try to move across portions of the state of Illinois from later Sunday afternoon, as you can see here in the Sunday night and even Monday morning as well. However, it will be on a weakening trend as it moves across the state of Illinois. We're going to be dealing with actually a fairly lower marginal severe weather environment for Sunday. Instability is going to be lower. There's going to be a lot more cloudiness around. Moisture is still going to be good. Shear is still going to be fairly good as well, but lower instability, less destabilization, a lot more cloudiness around the area. So the severe weather threat for Sunday, as we switch over to our forecast here for Sunday, there we go. Let's pull that up here on the screen. As you can see here, we are forecasting a severe weather threat for Sunday into Sunday night, early Monday morning across all of the state of Illinois. But I know this looks a little ominous, but really it's overall a very low severe weather risk for Sunday. So if you're in this large blue area, much of northern, central, southeastern Illinois, that's a level 1 severe thunderstorm risk from Sunday into Sunday night, very early Monday morning. So across this area, that essentially means you might see an couple of isolated severe thunderstorms across that area. So all in all, the risk for much of the state is just generally for an isolated severe thunderstorm Sunday and into Sunday night. Now, for you folks down here across southwestern Illinois, including the Carbondale area up through the St. Louis area, that is where we could see a slightly greater chance for severe weather Sunday, especially during the afternoon into Sunday night as well. Maybe more on the order of a widely scattered severe thunderstorm potential across these areas. So slightly greater chances, which is why we have gone with a level 2 risk for severe thunderstorm potential on Sunday in that corridor down here across the southwestern Illinois area. So another day of active weather. Well, first we have to get through tonight because it's going to be active tonight. Like I said, rain and thunderstorms across, especially northern central Illinois tonight. Continued severe weather risk overnight tonight and into Sunday morning. The risk for some heavy rainfall, maybe some flooding potential across the heart of the state of Illinois, including central Illinois. And then, as you can see here on Sunday, a severe weather risk across a much larger portion of the state, but it is going to be a low risk and it is going to be a very isolated risk. So don't expect to see any sort of widespread severe weather on Sunday. It is a very marginal setup, low-end setup, very low risk overall, very isolated, which is why we only have a level 1 severe risk in place for Sunday. So with that said here, let's jump into the video chat tonight, see if we can get to any comments or questions. Deborah checking in from Lost Ant, thank you for tuning in tonight. You're going to be seeing some rain and thunderstorms in your neck of the woods tonight if you aren't already. I know they're at least nearby your area now. Connor checking in from the northwestern suburbs of the Chicago area. You'll be picking up some rain and thunderstorms overnight tonight as well. Ashley checking in from McHenry, stating that you're already starting to get some of those showers and thunderstorms. Jessica checking in from Lisle. You'll be picking up some of that rain and thunderstorm activity overnight tonight as well. Debbie checking in from Iroquois County, mentioning you're getting some storms as well. Jason mentioning hopefully we're not going to see anything like they're seeing in Oklahoma. No, not expecting anything close to the severe weather that they're seeing down in Oklahoma tonight. Chris wondering where the heaviest rainfall is going to be. Let's switch back over here. So for tonight, the heaviest rainfall is going to be across parts of northern and central Illinois. As I said before, maybe on the order of 1, 2, 3 inches of rain across portions of northern and central Illinois. You can see this hardest hit corridor here on this particular model is from western Illinois through the Peoria area off into eastern Illinois, the Kankakee area. That's where this particular model at least shows the heaviest rainfall being for tonight. Now, as we go forward into time, if you take into account everything we're expecting additionally from now all the way through Monday, you could see more widespread rainfall totals across the state, anywhere from 1/4 of an inch all the way up to as much as 2 to 3, even a couple of localized higher totals than that. So it is going to be fairly wet the next couple of days. As I've been mentioning on these updates, though, the past couple of days, it's not going to be a total washout this weekend or the next couple of days. You kind of saw that today. There were many dry hours across much of the state today. And tomorrow's going to be kind of the same thing. We might start off with a little bit of rain for some areas in the morning. Things will dry out during the day and during the afternoon on Sunday, and then we'll see that scattered rain and thunderstorm potential move back in later in the afternoon and into Sunday night, and even lingering into Monday morning across portions of the state as well. Tina checking in from Lee County. You're going to get in on some of that shower and thunderstorm activity as well. Torian checking in from the Will County area. Yes, rain and thunderstorms for your area tonight. Wouldn't totally rule out an isolated severe thunderstorm risk continuing for your area as well. Wouldn't totally write that off as of yet. Mora checking in from the Freeport area. Your severe weather threat is now done for the night. I know on the map here, it does show Freeport still in a severe weather risk for tonight, but we made this map, oh boy, this map was created over an hour ago now. So that was as of a little while ago, but if you're in the Freeport area, your severe weather threat has now come to an end for tonight. Rhonda checking in from down in Adams County, mentioning you're picking up some rain and thunderstorm activity now. Tessa checking in from Fayette County. Yes, you'll get some thunderstorm action overnight tonight. Margot checking in from the Carroll County area. Your severe weather threat is now done for tonight as well. Just some rain and thunderstorms for your area. Amanda, DeKalb County. Rain, thunderstorms. Wouldn't totally rule out an isolated severe thunderstorm risk for your area. As you can see here on the map, DeKalb County still in that isolated risk for severe weather overnight tonight. Julie in the Oswego area, you're also in that isolated severe thunderstorm potential for tonight. Should a severe thunderstorm occur, damaging winds and hail the main threat. Joseph here checking in from Carroll Stream. Yes, as you can see here, showers, thunderstorms, isolated severe weather threat overnight. Teresa mentioning you're getting some storms down in the Rutland area now. Kevin checking in from Pekin. That's down there not far from Peoria. Yeah, still a isolated severe weather risk for your area for tonight. Even if you don't see that severe weather threat, you'll get rain and thunderstorms. The same goes for Kristen out in the Peoria area as well. And I see a lot of folks here tuning in, asking for your specific towns. I see Ashley checking in from McHenry County, Sydney out in Bourbonnais, Morgan down in Pekin, John in Peoria, Kate in Adams County. Also see Brian in Grundy County, Courtney in Morris, Amanda in DeKalb County, Catherine in Will County. All of you folks, as you can see here on the map, we do still have many of you outlooked for the chance of an isolated to widely scattered severe thunderstorm potential for tonight. So like I said, whether in your blue, you're in the blue or the green shaded area, that's an isolated to widely scattered severe thunderstorm potential for the rest of tonight. And no matter where you live across the state, there's the chance of general rain and thunderstorms overnight tonight as well. Kristen checking in from the Spring Grove area, that's extreme northern Illinois. Isolated severe weather risk for your area for a little while longer, for mainly the risk of maybe some hail or winds with some of that activity. You actually have some storms moving into your area right now in the Spring Grove area. That's northern McHenry County, northeastern McHenry County. You have some storms moving into your area right now. Wouldn't be surprised if they're producing a little bit of gusty wind activity right now. Angel checking in out in the Moline area. Your severe weather threat is done for tonight, but you could have an isolated risk as we head into Sunday afternoon and evening for severe weather potential. Jennifer checking in from down in the Litchfield area. You're in a camper down there. We do have you in the severe weather risk. The severe weather risk is going to be waning as activity across Missouri starts to move eastward over the next several hours. That severe weather risk with it is supposed to start waning, which is why we only have, I know I say only, but we do have a level 2 risk out that way. But generally, like I said, isolated in blue, widely scattered in green, severe weather potential for the rest of tonight. Damaging winds and hail were always the biggest threat with any severe weather potential today and tonight. Always can't rule out an isolated tornado risk, especially out here across the western portion of this risk area. But overall, the tornado threat is pretty low overall. All right, here, carrying on. So in general, like I said, we are dealing with continued threat for maybe an isolated to widely scattered severe thunderstorm. Yes, I know some of you folks out across portions of the state, some of you folks are in a tornado watch. But really, I want to stress that the tornado threat is really, really low overall. It was actually kind of surprising that the Storm Prediction Center issued tornado watches. Really, the tornado threat was overall pretty low. I know we did have one storm that did prompt the tornado warning just to the east of the Springfield area about 2 or so hours ago. It didn't produce a tornado. It was a very isolated occurrence. So once again, I know some of you folks out here in these areas that I just circled, I know some of you folks are under tornado watches tonight, but I want to stress that the tornado threat overall is extremely low for the remainder of tonight. If any additional severe thunderstorms occur across any of these areas, damaging winds and hail will be the main threats. Like I said, never want to rule out an isolated tornado, but overall that threat is pretty darn low for the remainder of tonight as it looks right now. And then once again, as we head into Sunday, we're going to be looking at a severe weather risk across a large portion of the state. But once again, even though a large portion of the state is at risk for severe weather on Sunday, overall it's a lower threat. So the level 1 risk, this is only an isolated risk for severe weather on Sunday across the level 1 risk area. Down here across southwestern Illinois, that's where there's a slightly better chance of a higher coverage severe weather potential, maybe from Springfield down to the Carbondale corridor in southwestern Illinois. So that's how it's looking to shape up for Sunday and into Sunday night, perhaps even lingering into Monday morning, and then this storm system will exit and we will dry out as we head later into Monday before the next storm system comes in for the middle of the week, and that could have more rain, thunderstorm, and severe weather potential. So that's something we're going to be looking for as well. So with that said, let's get to a couple more comments and questions here. All right, here, Tom checking in. The Chicago area escaped the thunderstorms for tonight. No, they're not. Chicago is definitely going to get some thunderstorms. They're going to be moving in from the south and the southwest here over the next couple of hours. So if you are in the Chicago area, it is dry right now, but those thunderstorms will be moving into the Chicago area in northeastern Illinois over the next couple of hours. See, Eric checking in from up in the Wisconsin area, mentioning you had a tornado up in the Monticello, Monroe area. Yeah, there was actually a couple of QLCS spin-ups. So QLCS is kind of a, let's call it a little line of severe thunderstorms. We'll just put it that way, make it easy. So we had a little line segment of severe thunderstorms up in southeastern Wisconsin a couple of hours ago, and there were a couple of areas of rotation on the leading edge of that QLCS, or that line of severe thunderstorms, and it does look like there were potentially a couple of tornadoes possibly that may have occurred up there across southern Wisconsin a couple of hours ago. Megan checking in from Bolingbrook, hoping you're going to see some good storms. You probably won't see much. Hold on. Like I said, if you're in the Chicago area, the storms are coming your way. They are not there yet, but they are moving in from the south. It is going to storm in the Chicago area tonight. It will, and it is going to rain. So if you're in the Chicago metro area, just be patient. They are coming. The rain and storms are coming. Wouldn't rule out an isolated severe weather risk with it, but overall that threat probably is going to be on the low side overall, isolated side. All right, here, Erica checking in from down in the Canton area. Is the line that's coming through Quincy headed your way? Yes, it is. So let's go back to our radar here just to give you a little bit of a better perspective. Canton is kind of out here, not far from the Peoria area. So yes, this activity that's coming through Quincy, which is right here, yes, that is headed in your general direction. And that line is really, really big. We got to make that a little bit smaller here. But yes, if you are in the Peoria, Canton area, yes, this activity that's coming from Missouri into Illinois here, that activity is headed your way. In the Chicago area, like I mentioned, we are going to be getting some rain and thunderstorms in the Chicago area. You see all of this activity south of I-80 here across central Illinois. It is moving in a northeasterly direction. So if you are in northeastern Illinois, this activity will be headed your way before too long. All right, see a lot of other folks tuning in here. Dustin in Yorkville, Alex out in Ottawa, Nora out in Onarga, Matt in Boone County, Kathleen out in Cabery. Also have Deborah out in Will County as well. Uzman out in Plainfield, Alex in LaSalle County. Karen down in Braceville, Christopher South Elgin. We got Debbie in Streeter, Audrey in Crest Hill, Deb over in Justice, Sue in Mundelein, and I know I'm missing a couple there, but yes, all of you folks are going to get in on some thunderstorm potential tonight. Also see Allie out in Peoria, Mitzi in Taylorville, Mary out in Forreston, David in Hoffman Estates, Thomas in Oak Lawn, Mary checking in from Bloomington. Yes, all of you folks here are going to be getting this rain and thunderstorm activity tonight. You can see it's pretty widespread here across the state already. A good chunk of central Illinois has already picked up some of this activity, and we're going to continue to see this activity from Kansas and Missouri. You can see how it's funneling in here, especially across the central portions of the state here. And this activity in central Illinois is actually lifting up towards the Chicago area. So that's why I was saying, if you're in northeastern Illinois, the Chicago area, you're going to get some rain and thunderstorms overnight tonight. And then for you folks in central Illinois, I'd say pretty much this corridor right here. This is the corridor that I would watch for to pick up some very heavy rainfall tonight, maybe some localized flooding within this corridor as well. That is where we're going to start to see a lot of training of thunderstorms. These thunderstorm complexes are going to continue to move through, bring some training activity. So this is the corridor that I would watch potentially maybe for some flooding risk overnight tonight within that corridor. And then obviously we're going to be watching for that severe weather risk for the remainder of tonight as well. We got Juan tuning in from Countryside, Jack Sycamore, Haley in Springfield, Lori out in Elgin, Zachary out in Decatur. Yes, rain, thunderstorms overnight tonight in all of your areas as well. Zachary, regarding tornado threat in Decatur, overall, anywhere across the state for tonight, the tornado threat is pretty low. Never want to rule out an isolated tornado threat, but overall, the tornado threat should remain low for overnight tonight. La checking in from Chicago, rain and thunderstorms tonight, just an isolated severe weather threat for your area. Trying to get to a couple more here. All right, we also have Ashley out in Lamole, Illinois. That's out there not far northwest of the LaSalle, Peru area. You're also getting some rain and thunderstorm activity in your neck of the woods as well. There's actually some not too far from your area right now. Should be moving in here shortly if it hasn't already done so for your area as well. So generally, the gist of it is here. Let's just do a summary here, and we'll go ahead and wrap things up for tonight. But the gist of it is, we are dealing with, for the remainder of tonight and early into Sunday morning, level 1 to level 2 severe thunderstorm risk across the state for the rest of tonight. If you're in the blue, that's a level 1 risk, which means you can see an isolated severe weather threat the remainder of tonight. Out here across western parts of the state, level 2 severe thunderstorm risk, maybe widely scattered severe thunderstorms possible for the rest of tonight. And also for overnight tonight, if you're roughly within this corridor here, I would watch for the potential for some localized flooding in this corridor overnight tonight as well, as we get training thunderstorm activity that's going to continue to move over the same areas across central Illinois tonight. So we could see a flooding concern, like I said, somewhere roughly, let's say in that corridor here is where we could pick up some very heavy rainfall tonight with some flooding potential as well. Then as we move into Sunday here, we're going to be looking at a severe weather threat across a large portion of the state as well. However, overall, it's a lower threat, especially here across northern and central Illinois. This is a level 1 risk. That essentially means isolated severe weather possible across much of northern, central, southeastern Illinois. Then as you head back here into southwestern Illinois, St. Louis through Carbondale, maybe a slightly better chance of severe weather on Sunday into Sunday night with a level 2 severe thunderstorm risk. Let's see here. What else do we have? Mary, where am I broadcasting from? I am broadcasting from Naperville, which is down there in the southwestern-ish suburbs of the Chicago metro area. Ashley checking in, mentioning it's pouring now out in your area. I know you mentioned you were out in Lamole, probably pronouncing that incorrectly. But that's out there. I know that's just to the northwest of the LaSalle, Peru area. Tom is mentioning, thank God it is not as active as Oklahoma right now. Yes, it's a good thing. They have quite severe weather outbreak occurring across the Plain States today into tonight. Kelly checking in from down in the St. Louis area. You may get in on some rain and thunderstorms later tonight. And into Sunday morning, and then maybe another round during the afternoon or evening hours on Sunday as well. Joe up in Arlington Heights, you're going to be getting in on some showers and thunderstorms as well for the rest of tonight. Mary checking in not far from Hoopeston, Illinois-Indiana border. You should be seeing some thunderstorms. Right now, or should have already seen them. They probably may have already moved through your area, but you're definitely going to be picking up some more as we go through tonight as well. Debbie checking in from down in Cumberland County. You'll get some rain and thunderstorms as we go through the next 24 to 36 hours. I should say 24 to 48 hours down around your area as well. Krista up in Sandwich. You'll be picking up some rain, thunderstorm, maybe some isolated severe weather activity as well. The same goes for Rich in the Joliet area as well. Mitzi wondering when they will remove the tornado watch. I'm sure that they're just going to keep the tornado watch in place, which will go for the next several hours, just in case, an isolated severe thunderstorm pops up for the remainder of tonight. Isaiah down in Springfield, rain, thunderstorms tonight, and then off and on tomorrow as well. Wouldn't rule out an isolated tornado threat as well. But really, that's pretty much going to do it for tonight. Also, let's see here. Saw Debbie was checking in from Cumberland County. Maybe the threat, like I said, later tonight, but more so Sunday into Sunday night and Monday morning down around your area. But that's pretty much going to wrap it up. Like I said, remaining isolated to widely scattered severe thunderstorm threat for the remainder of tonight across much of northern and central Illinois. Also going to be watching the potential for maybe some flooding overnight tonight somewhere within this corridor right here. Heavy rainfall, training rainfall, and flooding potential overnight tonight. And then as we move into Sunday, an isolated, very isolated in some cases, severe weather threat across much of the state. More of a widely scattered severe weather threat for Sunday across southwestern Illinois. But that will wrap it up for now. We will monitor the weather situation through overnight tonight, and we will also monitor it through the day tomorrow. We will be back on in the morning tomorrow morning. We're only a couple of minutes away from midnight now, so Sunday morning we will be back on with another full update regarding the situation. See one more quick question here from Audrey. No, not expecting anything significant around your area. Should be just general showers and thunderstorms. Wouldn't totally rule out an isolated severe weather threat, but should just be mostly general showers and thunderstorms. So with that said, everyone have a great remainder of the night. Northern central Illinois, keep an eye for isolated severe weather threats and flooding potential, heavy rainfall potential across central Illinois overnight tonight. And we will be back on in the morning with another full forecast update.